Thank you for taking some time for yourself. And if you can take a deliberate breath in and a relaxing breath out, close your eyes before you begin this wonderful experience. And you can predict your chest will be expanding, relaxing in its calculated way, aware of the backs of your legs on the chair supporting you, to go deeper into this experience. And I wonder if you can, on purpose, allow your shoulders to relax from the top of your head to the tips of your toes, relaxing. And I'm curious if you can notice if one side of you is more relaxed, light or heavy. And I really don't know if your thoughts are more distant, detached, but what some people love about this experience is they can leave life's nonsense out there to spend some quality time here. And there are many parts of you, the professional part, the playful part of yourself on your days off, the part that socializes, the part that thrives in alone time. And as Michael Yapko likes to say, to play life well is to use the right parts at the right time. And I'm not sure you're aware how special you are. No one else has your wisdom, understanding of the world, your way of doing things, your way of gracefully weeding through life's baloney. That's how special you are. And in the past, you've been feeling anxious, stressed, worried, or something else. And anyone in your situation would understand. But it's got nothing to do with you. There's a process to feeling different. And I don't know if there once was a time when you were very small that you didn't mind not knowing. And I really don't know if that was counting jelly beans in a lolly jar, getting a secret gift in a lucky dip, not knowing if the inside of a chocolate bar would be strawberry or caramel. The tooth fairy may or may not arrive. Santa, the Easter bunny, those moments of curiosity, discovering, or being carefree. In a moment, I'm going to share with you a few stories. And at first you might be thinking, why am I sharing with you these stories? But your subconscious mind will be listening and do something wonderful for you a little later on. And in Byron Sharp's book, How Brands Grow, he describes that false assumptions once led us astray, and science's and systematic approach to discovery is a recent practice that really didn't get going till the 1700s. Prior to that, knowledge came from myth or folklore, because no one really asked. For millions of years, humans made very little progress. Life was short, painful, we were hungry and cold. And in the past few hundred years, we've made extraordinary progress in comparative luxury. And for centuries, bloodletting doctors would let blood for every possible ailment, even simply to maintain good health. For the last millennium, bloodletting was as trusted and as popular in Europe as aspirin is today. And over the years, doctors must have killed hundreds, if not thousands, of patients. Among them was the US President George Washington, who died when his doctors bled him to cure a sore throat. The doctor of a USA legislator that he once treated his patient by relieving him of 165 ounces of blood in 5 days. And that's almost all the blood in his body. The doctor wrote, had we taken a greater quantity of blood, the event might have been more fortunate. But today we know this is not so great for patients in most circumstances. So how did so many doctors get it so wrong for so long? First, they believed in untested theories. Bleeding continued because no one conducted research into its effects. If the patients lived, it was because of the bleeding. If they died, they were sick anyway. And doctors used impressions, assumptions, and accepted wisdom. The doctors overestimated how much blood was in the body because no one checked. They underestimated how long it took for the body to manufacture new blood because, again, no one checked. It also gave the doctors a sense of control. It produced dramatic responses. Patients fainted. And this was considered a good thing. Something was being done. And this fulfilled that requirement. The scientific revolution transformed medical practice. And the medical industry slowly made the distinction between affectual and effectual, doing what it was intended to do. And it reminds me of Simon Sharma's book, The Face of Britain. 2 centuries before the Tinder swipe and Facebook like, there was the pocket lavataire. It was designed for you to decipher the new nature of people that you encountered in your daily life. The expressions of the face was a book of moral qualities. If you were seeking to employ someone, the dependability of a business partner, or the suitability of a young man seeking your daughter's hand, pocket lavataire would allow you to make a scientific judgment. Johann Casper. Lavataire Physiognomy was first published in 1775. It was a product of a culture obsessed with transparency, sincerity, and its corrupting opposites. The commonwealth of true nature was thought to be Switzerland. But the 3 volumes created were too bulky to carry around. You would have to memorize and sketch a face, take it back to the library to check its features and profiles, and this carried the risk of imprecise recollection. Now there was the pocket edition of the lavataire that you could carry in a jacket wherever and whenever a face judgment was called for. The forehead could indicate genius, or the lower part of the face receding, discretion. The salient angle of the nose might be a crafty character, and when photographs replaced the drawings, one needed to become a practical physiognomist. But understanding the complexity of face language meant understanding man as a social animal at the advanced end of the spectrum of beasts. And the eyes could be windows of the soul, and facial recognition in the 1990s moved from algorithms that could measure blood vessels in the whites of one's eyes. An iris recognition technology was slightly more sophisticated. And yet if you were to look at one's face through the eyes of a naturopath, wrinkles on the forehead might suggest an irritable large intestine. Pimples on the chin, a hormonal imbalance from estrogen to testosterone, or something else. But the truth is, there are so many things we don't know. Natural disasters, when our time's up, who will win the next election, and your ability to respond to the unknown is more than responsibility. Your ability to respond. And every time you create worry, anger, competition, your body creates 1,300 negative biochemical reactions, only making the problem worse. But if you are calm, relaxed, and can remember times of happiness, or remember to laugh, your body creates 1,500 biochemical reactions of growth, repair. You are more than your genetic expression. And this phenomenon is known as epigenetics. And this neuroplasticity has basically torched the old idea that your genes are your destiny and research by Kiko Hayashi in Japan showed his study of diabetic patients watching a 1-hour-long comedy upregulated a total of 39 genes, 14 of which were related to natural killer cell activity. And while none of those genes were directly involved in blood glucose regulation, the patient's blood glucose levels were better controlled than after they listened to a diabetes health lecture on a different day. And this research encouraged researchers at the Ohio State University College of Medicine, which confirmed stressful emotions trigger genetic responses. It affects the speed of healing minor skin wounds, and couples were given minor skin blisters to have a neutral conversation for 30 minutes and then to talk about previous marital arguments and their level of healing linked proteins were mildly suppressed. And when we live in survival mode, worry about money, employment, worst case scenarios, we're not using our true potential of expression. You are an epigenetic engineer of your own cells. You control your destiny. Life isn't only a mental rehearsal. You get to live it. And if you were to put your anxiety in a chair in front of you now, I wonder if it would be a blob in the chair, a bit of energy, or something else. And I don't know if you want to thank it for its time hanging around you, or ask it not to be around so often. But what I do know is, while your anxiety is comfortable in that chair now, you have an opportunity to feel how you feel. And you can allow feelings of unconditional love to flood through you. Happiness, laughter, peace, or slow down into relaxation. While your anxiety is in that chair, I wonder if you'll invite aspects of it back into your life, or just leave it all in the chair. While I don't have a crystal ball, I expect that right now you're experiencing ambiguity, the art of not knowing. And this state of not knowing, and your ability to master the art of getting really comfortable of not knowing, will be key to managing your life in the future. And if you were to give yourself to measure your ability of not knowing, 10 out of 10 comfortable with not knowing, 1 out of 10 not so great, I wonder what number you would give yourself. And if you were to increase that level of comfort now, I wonder how you would do it. And before you do, let me share with you a few self-soothing techniques from the University of Hospitals, like picturing someone you love or their voice. Create lists of favorites, favorite foods, trees, songs, movies, books, places. Visualize a favorite place. Touch something soothing. Listen to music. Feel the physical sensations of the music. Or pay attention to the parts that stand out. And in front of your anxiety in the chair now, I'm curious if you can take the opportunity to increase your level of comfort. Perfect. And note how that feels. And how easy it was 10 years into the future, looking back, to play the right parts at the right moments in life. And when you're ready to bring those strategies back into the world, you can reorient yourself. Stretch out, wriggle your fingers and toes, and open your eyes. Welcome back. You're perfect, just as you are.